In light of a series of troubling events, the Boeing 737 MAX series continues to struggle with its damaged reputation. The incident in early 2024, involving a door plug failure during flight, has reignited concerns among passengers and has led experienced travelers like Ed Pierson to take a definitive stance. Despite his background as a former Boeing production manager, Pierson's choice to refrain from flying on the MAX aircraft transcends personal preference. It embodies a widespread apprehension regarding aviation safety that resonates with many others, particularly those from Washington, D.C. Pierson's journey exemplifies dedication, resilience, and a commitment to service. A distinguished graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, he further refined his skills at Navy Flight School and at George Washington University, where he obtained a Master of Public Administration. His remarkable career spans 3 decades in the Navy, encompassing both active duty and reserve roles. Throughout his military service, Pierson occupied numerous critical leadership positions that significantly influenced his development as a naval flight officer and mission commander, demonstrating strategic acumen. His roles as maintenance officer and instructor tactical coordinator underscored his technical proficiency and dedication to mentoring future leaders. His impact extended to positions such as squadron commanding officer and chief staff officer, where he adept managed complex operations and coordinated joint military initiatives. Notably, Pierson served as the director of the Joint Operations Center, playing a crucial role in overseeing military operations involving over 300,000 personnel. Personnel in the Pacific Theater transitioning from military to civilian life found a valuable asset in Pierson, who brought extensive experience to the Boeing company. In his capacity as senior manager of flight operations within the Flight Test and Evaluation Organization, he played a crucial role in ensuring the successful testing and evaluation of Boeing aircraft, thereby making significant contributions to the aviation sector. His tenure as senior manager in production system support for the 737 program highlighted his proficiency in integrating complex systems, which improved operational efficiency through data analytics and strategic management. Pierson's dedication to safety and excellence extended beyond his professional responsibilities. He has actively participated as a volunteer and chair of safety committees, underscoring his strong belief in fostering a secure environment for all. In addition to his corporate and military leadership roles, Pierson founded Applied Digital Mapping LLC and Geospatial Masters LC, where he led the development of innovative solutions in location-based mobile technologies and software as a service, showcasing his entrepreneurial vision. However, beneath Pierson's impressive qualifications lies a disconcerting reality that prompted him to take the courageous step of becoming a whistleblower. He garnered significant attention for his testimony before Congress in 2019 regarding safety concerns related to the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. His testimony was part of a larger investigation into the events leading to the crashes of Lion Air Flight 610 in October 2018 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302. In March 2019, Airlines Flight 302, along with another incident, involved the 737 MAX and resulted in a tragic total of 346 fatalities. The congressional hearing convened by the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee sought to investigate the Federal Aviation Administration's (FAA) regulatory practices and the design flaws inherent in the 737 MAX, particularly focusing on the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System (MCAS). This hearing occurred amidst increasing scrutiny of Boeing's safety protocols and the FAA's oversight following the 2 devastating accidents. During his testimony, Pierson shared his experiences at Boeing, underscoring the company's shift in priorities towards profit maximization and production efficiency, often at the detriment of safety and quality. He noted that during his time with the company, there was escalating pressure to adhere to production schedules, which he believed undermined safety standards. Pierson's insider perspective on Boeing's operational culture during the development of the 737 MAX was invaluable. He pointed out specific quality control issues he encountered while supervising production at Boeing's Renton, Washington facility, where the 737 MAX was assembled. He alleged that there were significant deficiencies in the installation of critical systems, particularly the Electrical Wiring Interconnect System (EWIS). Pierson expressed his concern that these problems had not been sufficiently addressed, posing considerable risks to the aircraft's safety. As a whistleblower, Pierson emphasized the necessity of safeguarding individuals who raise safety concerns, articulating the urgent need for a more robust system to protect such individuals. A cultural transformation is occurring within Boeing and the broader aviation sector, promoting a more transparent and accountable framework for safety practices. His testimony reflects the apprehension many employees experience regarding the reporting of issues, fearing potential backlash from management. Pierson criticized the Federal Aviation Administration's (FAA) oversight of Boeing, contending that the regulatory agency had developed an overly close relationship with the manufacturer. He urged Congress to scrutinize the FAA's inspection processes and assess whether it possesses the requisite independence to hold companies like Boeing accountable. He advocated for reforms aimed at enhancing the FAA's oversight capabilities and ensuring that safety takes precedence over production schedules. Throughout his testimony, Pierson called on Congress to implement changes that would fortify aviation safety regulations. He highlighted the necessity for new policies that would bolster whistleblower protections, improve quality control in manufacturing, and ensure that safety concerns are treated with the seriousness they deserve within the industry. Reflecting on his personal concerns regarding the 737 MAX, Pierson expressed that he would refrain from flying on the aircraft due to his apprehensions about safety and quality control. His testimony was part of a broader dialogue concerning the accountability of both Boeing and the FAA in the aftermath of the 737 MAX tragedies. His insights contributed to ongoing investigations and discussions regarding the urgent need for reforms in aviation safety practices and regulatory oversight. Following the hearing, there was a notable increase in public awareness and scrutiny regarding the safety culture at Boeing and the effectiveness of the FAA. Calls for extensive reforms within the industry have emerged, yet Pierson's revelations did not conclude there. He persistently raised his voice, exposing alarming truths that undermined the very foundations of Boeing's operations. On July 30, 2024, a significant gathering occurred on Capitol Hill to commemorate National Whistleblower Day, bringing together whistleblowers, advocates, and government officials in a vibrant celebration of transparency and accountability. Among the prominent figures at this year's event was Pierson, who delivered a compelling address. During his speech, Pierson presented new documents that underscore Boeing's alleged shortcomings in the manufacturing processes of the 737 MAX aircraft, sparking renewed discussions on safety and corporate responsibility. He remarked that, in honor of Whistleblower Day, he felt compelled to engage in whistleblowing himself. Pierson elaborated on 3 critical sets of documents he had recently obtained from Boeing employees. The first set, referred to as the Shipside Action Tracker (SAT) records, pertains to the Ethiopian Airlines 737-8 MAX aircraft that tragically crashed on March 10, 2019. These records, sourced from the Renton, Washington factory, reveal a concerning state of disarray within the production operations during the assembly of the aircraft. According to the Foundation for Aviation Safety, the SAT records depict a chaotic production environment marked by significant quality control failures related to the installation of the Electrical Wiring Interconnect System (EWIS) on the ill-fated aircraft. Pierson asserted that these documents had been available prior to the crash but were not disclosed to accident investigators or other governmental authorities. The second set of documents unveiled by the agencies reveals an investigation by the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) into whistleblower allegations concerning a decline in quality control at Boeing's Electrical Systems Responsibility Center (ESRC), located in Everett, Washington. Notably, this investigation aligns with the production timeline of the Ethiopian Airlines 737-8 MAX, raising serious concerns regarding oversight and communication. Pierson indicated that he recently obtained the documents and noted their direct correlation with the production activities. He urged the audience to consider the implications of having personnel assembling the aircraft at one site while another facility was hastily delivering electrical components. Among the most significant documents disclosed by Pierson were direct communications between Boeing and Ethiopian Airlines in December 2018, which he characterized as particularly incriminating. He recounted a disturbing incident where, 3 weeks post-delivery, the aircraft, while on autopilot at an altitude of 1,000 feet, experienced an uncommanded roll. The Ethiopian pilots reported this anomaly to Boeing, which, according to the document he received, instructed them to transmit the flight data recorder information for further analysis. Following their review, Boeing expressed concerns regarding a potential intermittent electrical fault in the aircraft's wiring, despite the plane being only 3 weeks old. Pierson underscored that this vital information had been excluded from all prior reports. His apprehensions regarding Boeing were prominently featured during an interview, where his critique extended beyond mere technical failures to encompass broader issues he perceived. There exists a systemic lack of transparency at Boeing, coupled with a concerning disconnect between executive leadership and the realities encountered on the manufacturing floor. In an interview, Pierson challenged Boeing CEO David Calhoun's assurances regarding aircraft safety, expressing skepticism based on his extensive experience in the industry. While Calhoun affirmed Boeing's commitment to safety and transparency in the ongoing investigations by the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, Pierson pointed to the company's history of obscuring manufacturing defects, which raises significant concerns about public safety. One of Pierson's most notable assertions was regarding the NTSB's inadequate investigation of Boeing's manufacturing facilities following several major accidents, including those involving the 737 Maximum. He argued that the lack of comprehensive inspections led to a failure in identifying potential defects in the manufacturing process, a critical oversight with potentially extensive implications for aviation safety. Pierson criticized the justification provided by the NTSB for not examining Boeing's facilities, deeming it insufficient and not reflective of the gravity of the issues at hand. As the discussion progressed, he underscored the essential role of regulatory bodies such as the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and the NTSB in ensuring aircraft safety. He highlighted a troubling reliance on manufacturers for data, suggesting that the FAA possesses significant resources that are not being effectively utilized to oversee Boeing's operations. This situation allows the company to operate with a degree of autonomy that could endanger safety. Pierson's critique addressed the corporate culture at Boeing, highlighting an increasing divide between executives and factory workers. This gap has created an environment where manufacturing issues are not sufficiently addressed. He contended that effective leadership requires a comprehensive understanding of the operational challenges faced by employees, advocating for executives to engage more directly with workers to comprehend the complexities and potential risks associated with the manufacturing process. As his observations gained attention, the aviation industry felt the impact, leading to a change in public perception regarding the 737 MAX. In response to growing passenger apprehensions about flying on the 737 MAX, Kayak, a well-known airline booking platform, implemented a feature that allows users to filter out flights utilizing any MAX aircraft. Following the unfortunate incidents involving Boeing, the Kayak MAX filter experienced significant usage from passengers who were increasingly cautious about the aircraft. However, Pierson noted that selecting a non-MAX flight does not ensure that the aircraft will not be substituted for a MAX at the last minute. He recounted a personal experience from the previous year when he was traveling to New Jersey. After verifying the tail number of his scheduled flight and confirming it was not a MAX, he boarded what he believed to be a different aircraft. Upon taking his seat and reading the information card, he realized it was, in fact, a MAX. Pierson then proceeded down the aisle to inform the flight attendant of his decision to refrain from flying on that plane due to his safety concerns. The attendant attempted to address his worries. Efforts were made to dissuade him from departing, but he ultimately received assistance, which led to his being escorted off the aircraft. A gate agent approached him to inquire about his decision to leave, to which Pierson reiterated his refusal to fly on a MAX, clarifying that he posed no threat. After completing the security procedures, he drew upon his military background to stay at the USO and successfully secured a midnight flight to New Jersey on a different aircraft. Pierson underscored a critical issue for consumers, noting that many individuals are willing to take risks. He shared that his daughter had experienced similar situations with non-MAX flights being switched at the last moment, resulting in her unknowingly boarding a MAX. While he acknowledged that some individuals choose to overlook the risks, believing that if it is their time, it is their time, he pointed out that others place their trust in the aviation industry, perceiving it as safe due to the oversight provided by large companies that have not faced recent accidents. However, he noted that the previously confident middle ground is now increasingly fraught with unease. Pierson emphasized that passengers should not have to worry about the type of aircraft they are flying on, attributing ongoing concerns to Boeing's tendency to take shortcuts that ultimately harm consumers. As passengers continue to confront their fears, Boeing finds itself in damage control mode, addressing the fallout from its damaged reputation and the stark reality of safety concerns. Reflecting on his decade at Boeing from 2008 to 2018 in various roles, including that of a flight operations senior manager, Pierson recounted the chaos he witnessed. The situation on the factory floor and the management's neglect of production quality has raised significant concerns. The Alaska Airlines incident attracted considerable attention due to the severe implications of the door malfunction. There is alarm regarding Boeing's decision to increase production levels while the FAA's oversight appears to be lacking. Evidence of serious issues in service aircraft has emerged, affecting not only the 737-9 but also the 737-8 models. Pierson pointed out that since the two MAX crashes, at least 20 notable production quality defects have been identified, occurring roughly every 2 to 3 months. He mentioned various problems, including missing hardware on rudders, cracks in vertical fins resulting from improper shimming, and misdrilled holes in the aircraft's pressure dome. Safety incident reports related to the Alaska Airlines event indicated over 1,200 safety concerns associated with 53 new MAX aircraft, all of which are less than 2 years old. Many of these reports pointed to recurring failures across multiple systems, ranging from flight management computers to engine and anti-icing issues. While discussing the Alaska Airlines incident, Pierson refrained from speculating on the exact cause but suggested it clearly demonstrated a failure in production quality that extends beyond merely missing bolts. He referenced Boeing CEO David Calhoun's acknowledgement of responsibility, which he deemed inadequate, asserting that although Calhoun conveys the appropriate messages, his primary focus remains on increasing production and achieving sales targets. Executives would benefit more from direct engagement with factory workers than from relying on presentations. Pierson contended that spending time on the factory floor would provide executives with greater insights. Regarding Calhoun's visit to the U.S. Senate, Pierson speculated that it was a strategic move aimed at damage control, intended to reassure both lawmakers and the public about the safety of Boeing aircraft. He suggested that Calhoun might be privately pushing for the swift ungrounding of the planes, a decision Pierson criticized as short-sighted and irresponsible. He expressed disapproval of Boeing's method of addressing the fundamental issues behind production failures, arguing that simply replacing missing bolts fails to address the underlying causes. Pierson emphasized the necessity for a more comprehensive analysis to understand the breakdowns in processes and safety systems. He challenged Boeing's assertions of high dispatch reliability, noting that impressive statistics regarding aircraft flying millions of miles safely do not accurately reflect the individual safety quality of each plane. He reminded that the two MAX aircraft involved in the crashes had achieved 100% dispatch reliability, demonstrating that such metrics do not ensure safety. Pierson described Boeing's assurances about safety standards as misleading, asserting that the public has a right to know that the 737 MAX does not comply with several federal safety requirements. He expressed concern over the limited scope of previous investigations by the Justice Department, advocating for a more rigorous examination of Boeing's adherence to safety regulations. Additionally, Pierson reported that after a prior interview with the FBI following the second crash, he had shared relevant information. Numerous manufacturing issues at Boeing have been reported, yet there appears to be a lack of evidence regarding any subsequent investigations. Ed Pierson's experience underscores a pivotal moment in aviation safety, where the implications extend beyond technicalities to deeply personal concerns. His refusal to fly on a MAX aircraft reflects a rising sentiment among travelers who are demanding accountability and transparency from manufacturers such as Boeing. As the industry faces heightened scrutiny, the pressing question is whether aviation leaders will respond to the concerns of passengers or if the pursuit of production efficiency will continue to take precedence over safety. We invite you to share your thoughts on Pierson's revelations in the comments section.